Thank you for joining me, everyone. My name is Rick9G, and let's get to another episode of I Love Lucy. In this one, we're going to take a look at some awesome Season 1 bloopers. Now, if you are a Lucy fan, you know that Lucy was filmed in front of a live studio audience. It was also Desi Arnaz who thought up of the 3-camera configuration at the same time. So that would mean the show would be shot beginning to end pretty much non-stop with no cuts in the middle. And therefore that's going to allow for some mistakes, some bloopers to pop up. Let's look at them. This is by no means a video to discredit I Love Lucy. That's not the point. This is actually to do the opposite and to elevate the show, because this is one of the greatest shows of all time. This is to show that William, Vivian, Desi, and Lucy are pretty much very professional in their jobs and are able to recover from any type of mistake and just get on with the show. So let's get right to it, everyone. Let's look at the bloopers from Season 1 of I Love Lucy. Our first blooper is really interesting because it actually comes from the pilot episode, which is not seen in syndications. Before his conga drum numbers, Desi would actually remove his wedding ring, which actually interfered with his playing of the drum. But in a rush to film the pilot scene, he simply forgot to remove it. Watch closely and you'll see him take off the ring, slip it into his pants pocket, almost without missing a beat. Our next blooper involves Desi. Now remember, I Love Lucy was filmed, as I said previously, in front of a live studio audience, filmed straight through just like a play. Second takes were rare, and even if actors made minor dialogue mistakes like this one, they wouldn't reshoot. Now, Ricky has to actually say, "I wonder why they want to meet us here." But instead, he says,
"I wonder why they want us to meet us here at the apartment."
Our next blooper comes from the episode Lucy thinks Ricky's trying to murder her. So Desi actually walks over to the desk on the far side of the set. He does it so quickly, though, that the camera on the right doesn't have enough time to get out of the way, and we briefly see it visible at the edge of the screen. So in the following scene, we actually have two bloopers, one within the other. The first blooper, though, comes from a kind of a Russian roulette that Ricky does. It also takes place in the episode Lucy thinks Ricky's trying to murder her. Lucy's supposed to end up with a doctored drink, despite her attempts at switching it. But watch carefully and you'll see the one who actually ends up holding the sedative is Desi. Now when I watched this episode when I was younger, I actually followed the cups and I thought everything was okay. But later on, as I got older, I would follow the cups and realize something was really wrong.
Lucy! Come on, honey, have a drink. Come on, sweetheart, it'll do you good. Come on, honey, come on.
Well, all right. Let's dance. Put your glass down here.
But, honey, there's no music.
Oh, who needs music? You dance divinely.
And now here's the funny part. Here's the other blooper. While they're actually dancing, you can see the cameraman pans too much to the left, and we can actually see the end of the set and their bedroom.
That's enough dancing. Let's drink.
Look at that.
Where? I don't see anything.
Salute.
Gesundheit. No, wait! I switched glasses.
I know you did. I switched them back.
You mean I got the one with the...
You certainly did.
And there you go, guys and gals. A blooper within a blooper. And even though they wanted to make the Russian roulette seem realistic and have them end up with the right cup, it didn't happen in the final taping. And there you go. That's what you actually see in syndication. And this blooper is actually from the same episode. Seems like that episode had a lot of bloopers. Anyway, there were some dogs in the episode, and their names were supposed to be Anne, Helen, Mary, Cynthia, Alice, and Theodore. But the trainer calls one dog by its real name, Yorkie. You can hear him. Also, watch Vivian Vance, who isn't supposed to yawn, but she can't help herself when Lucy does her fake yawn. Let's take a look.
Hey, Yorkie. Yorkie, you get ready.
What I'm doing?
Honey, don't make a scene. Hector, they're wonderful.
Now this blooper is pretty interesting because it's not obvious at first. So, the Ricardo's apartment is located on the 4th floor of the Mertz's apartment building. It's apartment 4A. So, how exactly does Fred manage to get his ladder all the way up to their bedroom window in this scene from The Fur Coat?
Hello. Hello, I'd like you to send a cab to 623 East 68th Street, apartment 4A.
A ladder! Hey, there's something screwy about this joint.
You never know, maybe Fred borrowed a fire truck ladder.
Take him out!
So of course the Ricardo's apartment is just a set, but we're not supposed to see any evidence of that, as in this final scene of The Fur Coat, when Desi actually faints and the camera reveals that the carpet ends in the middle of the floor. Really crazy to spot that error. Now in the episode Lucy Plays Cupid, Lucy is trying to help her spinster neighbor Miss Lewis get herself a husband. But Desi can't seem to remember her marital status. He keeps calling her Mrs. Lewis instead of Miss Lewis.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Lewis.
What do you mean?
Are you gonna give that invitation back to Mrs. Lewis or not?
Now for this blooper, I have a quick mock-up of the actual I Love Lucy set. You can see on the far right pretty much where the band is, right next to the kitchen and the living room. Desi's band was actually present even when it wasn't featured on screen. Listen carefully just before Miss Lewis answers Lucy, and you'll hear a faint cymbal crash as the offstage drummer hits it.
What do you know about it? Well?
Now this is a funny blooper because we see Fred and Ethel leave the Ricardo's apartment at the end of the first scene of Breaking the Lease. Ethel actually turns left to the hallway to return to the apartment, but if you watch Fred, he instead of following Ethel heads in the opposite direction. Hey, maybe he decided to turn off the furnace. Now, fresh audience reaction was so important to I Love Lucy that no retakes rule generally prevailed, even when, as this scene from Breaking the Lease shows, the shot was momentarily messed up by an audience member's unauthorized flash photography. It's quick, but take a look. You'll see a momentary flash of light. In the final scene of Breaking the Lease, there's a magazine sitting on the Ricardo's coffee table. Can you guess whose pictures are on the cover? That's right, Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. So in the episode The Young Fans, Ricky is so startled by Peggy that he splashes cream on his lapel jacket. It is there as he leaves the kitchen, but when he gets to the living room, the cream magically disappears. That suit must be really super absorbent.
Darling.
I'll be right back. Lucy. Lucy. This is not my day.
Now with our next blooper, you're also going to get a Lucy and Desi fact. The Byram River Beagle Club is the actual location of Lucy and Desi's real-life wedding ceremony in 1940. So you'd actually think that Desi would be familiar enough with the place not to mess up the name during filming, right? Wrong. He calls it the Bigger Vital River Club. I guess Desi was really nervous when he got married to even remember where he was.
We'll stay overnight at the Byram River Beagle Club and...
Honey, it's 125 miles to the Bigger Vital River Club.
To raise the Ricardo's coffee table into frame in an important shot in the last scene of The Kleptomaniac, the director of photography Carl Freund mounted it on blocks, which were supposed to remain out of view of the TV audience, but a later wide-angle pan revealed that the coffee table was on stilts.
So you're holding out on me, baby face? Big enough for the both of us. No, I'm too young to...
Now this blooper was actually very similar to the one in the episode called Lucy's Mother-in-Law, but in this one, it's the first scene from Cuban Pals. Desi accidentally says one of his Spanish lines in English. Then he realizes his mistake and breaks up and starts laughing. It's really funny to see. He quickly recovers though, being a professional, and continues as though the mistake had been scripted. Pretty awesome.
did you have a nice boat trip up here?
Honey, they're not hard of hearing, you know.
Did you have a nice... Well, honey, you asked them if they had a nice boat trip.
Lucy wants to know if you had a... Oh, fine. Mi señora quiere saber si ustedes tuvieron un buen viaje. Ah.
Now this blooper comes from the episode Vitamina Benjamin, which is not the actual name of it. The actual name is Lucy Does a TV Commercial, and it begins when Lucy Ricardo is nowhere to be found. But if you look carefully though, you can see Lucille Ball standing in the dark at the rear of the stage, taking a break before her entrance. She's even smoking a cigarette. You could see a puff of smoke, and behind her someone kind of crowds around.
Hey, Ross. Yeah? Where's that girl that's supposed to do the commercial? I can't find her.
Now this is an unusual blooper because it doesn't have to do with any character, it has to do with the details in a prop. So in the episode Lucy Gets Ricky on the Radio, Freddie Fillmore's Showmanship Award has an oddity buried in the fine print. The word that follows our appreciation for is nothing but gibberish. You can't even read what it is. It's pretty funny. In this last blooper, we're going to take a look at the episode Ricky Asks for a Raise. Now, Gale Gordon, who plays Mr. Littlefield, is on the left. He decided he'd call the actor Maurice Marsac, who's on the right, who's actually playing the head waiter. So Gale Gordon calls him Maurice instead of William, which is his character name. Too bad that nobody told the announcer, Roy Rowan, before he read the guest cast credits aloud at the end of the program. Oops.
How's everything going, Maurice?
Mr. Littlefield was played by Gale Gordon, and William was played by Maurice Marsac.
And that's it, Lucy fans. Thank you for joining me in this I Love Lucy episode for the Season 1 bloopers. If you're interested in more episodes like this, go take a look at the videos I already have uploaded. I have the other seasons on for you to take a look at. I hope you enjoy those. I also have some videos on the best moments of Fred Mertz, also divided in seasons. And I have a couple cameos that I think you would be really interested in taking a look at. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you actually enjoyed this episode, and to subscribe so that you can see when the next episode posts. Again, you are awesome. You are great. Don't forget to keep a positive attitude always. It's super important. And don't forget, be hopeful.